Hi everybody. I realize this is very soon since my last video, and I don't want to bombard you all, but I felt that I needed to make another video because there was a couple of issues that I wanted to cover with you guys, and I really wanted to capture the momentum before the feelings kind of went away and lost the magnitude of their importance, because I feel like it's really important for me to share these things with you on this journey. Something that I want to convey is that although I want to educate people and bring awareness to the illnesses that I'm dealing with, hence why I try to explain things and how they work and the effect that they have and that sort of thing. I also want to explain how they affect me personally so that you understand how they impact on an everyday life. I'm not trying to make it out that I'm the most important person in the world. That's not it at all. What I'm trying to do is show how these things really settle in and affect an everyday life. That's what I'm trying to do by personalizing these things and talking about how they affect me personally. So I hope that you understand that's what I'm trying to do here, and I'm getting that message across. Now, in the last video, I mentioned that I went and had tests on Monday to find out whether or not I had Addisons disease, which is a very, very serious autoimmune disease. Thankfully, those test results came in early and they came in negative. So that's obviously a good thing. However, and I hope I can convey this well enough because it took me a couple of hours to really put this into the right words and explain it just to my own mum, who knows me inside out better than anybody. So I hope I can convey this to you in a much shorter time. I have had health problems dating back to the age of 2 years old. I've been back and forth to see more doctors, more consultants, more surgeons, and all this than I could actually physically count myself. There's just no way. I've seen so many over the years. And the number of those that I have seen, the high percentage, and I'm talking roughly about 90 odd percent, if not higher, have told me that I'm imagining things, that it's all in my head, it's my imagination, I'm a hypochondriac, these problems don't exist. They don't believe me because I don't look sick. Even my own mum said to me earlier on, some of the pictures that I post when I got my face on and whatnot, I don't look sick. First and foremost, if I did, even with my makeup on, then I'd know I'm doing a bad job. But second of all, there is a organization called butyoudontlooksick.com who deal with this on a daily basis. This is what they focus on, the fact that people have what is known as invisible illnesses, and that is what I have, invisible illnesses. Just because you cannot see them, that does not mean that they do not exist. Far from it. It couldn't be more the opposite. And so when you have not just people, the average everyday person telling you that you don't look sick, but you have medical professionals telling you there's nothing wrong with you, you're perfectly fine. It's in your imagination. You need to see somebody because you're making up all of these health problems. Yeah, I've had that. It does something to you, to your own self-esteem, to the point where you start to believe yourself that there is nothing wrong with you. and you're making it up, and you start to question yourself, why are you doing this? Why are you seeking attention so much that you would go to the extent of making these things up? It's a really harsh thing when you start to criticize and attack your own self for things that you have no control over. Every time I have a test for something, I'm told it's because we think you have such and such. Now, every time I hear we think you have such and such, a light bulb goes on in my head and I think, ding, maybe they finally found the answer. Maybe they finally know what's wrong and they can finally validate these feelings, and I can stop feeling like the hypochondriac I've been told I am. Well, every time the test comes back negative, all they do is validate those feelings that I'm making this all up. They just validate those accusations and implications that, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm it's all in my head. So I got very upset this afternoon when I got that call. I didn't take the news well, actually, that Addisons disease was negative, because it meant once again, after 4.5 months of testing non-stop, and I have been tested from head to toe. I have gone through actually some pretty horrific trials to find out what on earth is causing the fact that I do not have the use of my legs, the fact that I'm having tremor attacks that cannot be explained, that, these things have taken over my entire life and I have no control over them. There's no one who seems to know what the problem is and what the cause of them all are. So to have yet another result come back in telling me it's a no really, really hit me hard and really upset me. So that was something that I was dealing with today that I didn't really take too well. It really did upset me quite a bit. Sorry, I just got that off my chest. Yeah, I didn't take that too well. But I am trying really hard to not be completely and totally overwhelmed by that frame of mind and that frame of thinking. I still have my big appointment to go on Monday with the overall specialist I've been seeing, who is the one who sent me for all of these tests. So hopefully he will have some news for me that will finally put a pinpoint on what is causing all of this. Yeah, you could say I'm laying all my eggs in that basket, and even though I know that's probably not a wise idea, there's not much I can do about that, because I just don't know what else to do at this point. So that's that. I want to talk about a couple of things that I've mentioned in the past that might explain just why I'm so stressed out at the moment by the things that I'm talking about. You've heard me mention memory fog and brain fog in probably all of these videos, so I'm going to try and explain what these things are. Memory fog involves having a problem or having trouble with things like concentration, your short-term memory, being easily distracted, following and conducting conversations, recalling words. I lose my words all the time. Speaking, which, yeah, I know, I have been told that's something I've never had a problem with, but believe it or not, even me, I struggle with that. Like, I get lost in my chain of thoughts quite a lot. you might have noticed that I repeat myself quite a bit. I've been told about that by my mum. Forgetfulness, just generally, like forgetting all the things that I'm trying to say or the point that I'm trying to get across. I've done that a couple of times already in this video. I don't even know if you've noticed that, but yeah, that's what that is. Learning new things. I actually decided to try and go back to college whilst I'm, at home, just to do something to make myself feel a bit validated. But even that I'm struggling with, and it's a subject that I absolutely love. But I'm struggling with it because learning new things and like multitasking is a bit of a struggle for me. Remembering words, remembering images. It's just a general confusion that you can't find your way out of. It's kind of like, imagine being in the dark and there's a torchlight and there's smoke all around you, and you're trying to find a string in the middle of this torchlight, but because of all of the smoke you can't see it properly to grab onto to find your way into the light. That's kind of what it's like. You're searching around in the dark and in the fog of stuff. Memory fog, brain fog. There you go. I realize I should probably try and stop this one now because time's going on quite a bit, and I rambled for quite a bit. But I'm gonna come back in another part. Actually, yeah, I'll come back in a part 2, and I'm gonna talk about what it actually means to have fibromyalgia, because I think that's a very important thing that I haven't managed to convey to my satisfaction just yet. I did try at the end of the last video, but I wasn't happy with it, so I'm going to try and do a bit better, and I'm going to explain it with the help of something called the spoon theory. So stay tuned and come back for part 2. See you soon, toodle-doo.